Wheel of Time, Episode 8, The Eye of the World. So the season is wrapped, guys. I'm going to say this was a really good season. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So the episode opens 3,000 years ago, right before the breaking of the world. And Luz Theron is negotiating with, I believe, his love and an Aes Sedai to help him battle the Dark One. It was so interesting to see, how they've expanded the world and shown how the world was an advanced and technological place before the breaking, and where we are today, far in the future, are just the remnants of a great society. So it kind of gives you scope about the time scale of the Wheel of Time. Um, Flash forward, and Rand and Moiraine are making their way through the Blight, headed to the Eye of the World. They've left the others and Moiraine has shielded her bond from Lan so that he can't track her. Excuse me, guys. As they are making their way through the Blight, they stop to rest. And Rand has a vision of the Dark One. And what was interesting to me about that is that when he woke up, he seemed to start taking a little bit of leadership. He didn't tell Moiraine exactly what had happened. And it's happened slower in the TV series than it did in the books, where Rand is kind of taking a leadership role and stepping up as the dragon. But now we can kind of see, where he's headed and how he thinks. He's stubborn, but he's ultimately a leader. Back in Faldara, they are preparing for Trollocs to take the city. The Dark One, and Moiraine and Rand have seen them, but the Dark One has sensed imminent danger and has sent Trollocs to try to destroy the city. I think it was to distract Moiraine and Rand and maybe turn them around. But Moiraine and Rand, they finally make it to the Eye of the World, which is vastly different than it was in the stories. In the stories, it was, really a lush place, and there were more characters that they didn't have this time around. I love that this is a feminist and a diverse fairy tale. What saved the world, or what saved Rand and Moiraine this time around, was Rand's dedication to Egwene's dream. He had the choice to remake a vision and to remake the world in the way that he, saw fit. But he decided that he didn't want a subservient woman. He if he's going to be in love with Egwene, it was going to be on her terms and letting her fulfill her dreams. And I just love that. I love the direction, that these episodes are going. It's built on Robert Jordan's feminist foundation, but where they're going with diversity and themes of feminism are just incredible to me. What do you guys think? Do you see this as a truly feminist show? It's high fantasy, but it's truly leans on feminism very highly. Back in Faldara, the women, that can channel, they stand together. And one of the ladies channels, and it consumes her and it burns her. She destroys the Trollocs that are, headed there, but she takes in too much of the one source. And she says, I can feel the whole world, I can feel everything, all of life. And it's a cautionary tale. Once you touch too much of this source or take too much of it into you, it destroys you. The sangreal that Rand uses, that was interesting this time around. So sangreal, don't have any power in and of themselves. That small talisman that Rand used to channel. But once you have one, if you can touch the source of the one power, it allows you to channel much more of the power than you could on your own and handle it. So that was interesting this time around, that Rand was, on his own, and was able to fight his way out of that chaotic vision. The Dark Lord made some serious mistakes in underestimating Rand's love as opposed to ownership over Egwene. And I really love that. I love how the writers rounded that out. So he makes for a very, very effective and a hero that we can all really get behind because he's got morals and he's truly a leader. Um, I'm interested. I can't wait to see more flashbacks in the next season, going back to Lews Therin and Manetheren and the old world to see just how advanced society was, and it may give us some foreshadowing as to where we're going. So that was truly thrilling and truly exciting. Um, what has been your favorite part of this season? I think the White Cloaks were really thrilling to me. I love the diversity of the cast, and there's a subtle conversation if you're, really watching about genetics and recessive genes with Lews Therin being black and Rand, um, generations and generations later, being redheaded and curly haired. And there's a really subtle dialogue there about genetics. Um, but just the diversity of the world and the feminist themes are really, really thrilling to me. I'm going to give this, again, I'm going to give this season a solid 8 out of 10. What's your rating? What was your favorite part? I was truly shocked at the stilling of Moiraine. I hope that it's in some way not a permanent thing, but once an Aes Sedai can no longer touch the one source, she is quote unquote stilled. And it's a torturous and a bleak existence, as we've seen with the false dragon. He begged and begged to be killed as opposed to existing without being able to touch this one source of power. Anyways, guys, love the first season. Season 2 has already been greenlit. I'm going to do a little research to figure out when we get started with season 2, but you better believe I'll be back. Give this video, if you will, a like, a comment. Tell me your favorite parts down below, your favorite characters. And join me very soon for my next review. Have a great Christmas holiday or whatever holiday that you're celebrating, and I'll see you all soon.